to welcome you to our Google Plus Hangout on MTurk. Today with us is Deborah Killion from the studio by Deb. And today, again, we'll be talking about a work-at-home opportunity called MTurk. Now, before we start, I should mention that neither Deb nor I have any affiliate or financial arrangement, so whether you decide to work for MTurk or not really is immaterial to us. We just want to provide some good information for you to help you make a good decision. So Deb, let me welcome you to joining us for today. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me again, Gary.
And now, for people that don't know your experience, I know you've had quite a bit of experience with work-at-home jobs. Can you tell us a little bit about what you've done in the past and why they should listen to you when you give them a view of what you know about it, MTurk?
Sure. I have been a teacher and also an entrepreneur. I am currently an entrepreneur, but I did teach at a small school that got shut down by the State Department. So I had to look for extra income, of course, to fill that, and I decided that was the time for me to launch my own business. So I developed a technology business that's still kind of growing, and we're getting clients as we go, and we're trying to make that big. But in the meantime, I still needed some extra income to fill in the gaps as I was getting clients. So I just started doing research on what the legitimate job offers are out there, and I did find some that were scams, and I did find some really good ones. And MTurk is another one of the good ones. You're not going to get rich on it, I'll just tell you right now, but it is a good way to make some extra money. So it's a pretty good opportunity.
Okay, well, let's start by telling us a little bit about MTurk, who they are, what they do, and how they do it, and how that might affect some of our viewers.
Okay, MTurk is actually owned by Amazon. Everyone knows who Amazon is, so they are a reliable company. I respect Amazon as a technology company. They're actually one of my favorite companies. I have sold for Amazon also in the past online. I even have films and books and stuff up for sale via their portal. But they have this company called MTurk. It's actually MTurk.com. It stands for Mechanical Turk. But what they do, it sounds kind of funny, I know, but what they do is that companies contact Amazon when they have small jobs that they need done. You know, like you as a publisher, you might have just one little sentence or two you need written well that maybe your writers couldn't quite find the words or something. I mean, it could be anything. A business will say, Amazon, please find me some people for this. So Amazon goes to their MTurk.com and they put the job up. So anybody coming along that knows how to do those jobs can just say, yes, I'll do the job. They do have to be qualified to do it by taking a little test sometimes. And sometimes you don't have to take any tests at all. But you just say, you know, I'm going to do the job. You do as good of a job as you can, and you submit it to Amazon, and they send it to the client. And then in a few days, they'll come back and say whether or not it was accepted or rejected. But it's just little micro jobs, really. But Amazon did this to provide some of their companies that they have some partnerships with a way to get some of their work done. And in addition, it provides people a chance to make a little extra money.
Now, what was it like to work for MTurk?
Well, to be honest, I didn't work for them full-time or anything like that, or even part-time on a regular basis, to be honest. But it's just one of these kind of extra filler jobs, you might say. But, you know, it was fun because, and one of the things I liked about it was that you can just go in and do it any time. You can be sitting in the dentist's office or something, and if you can get internet access, you know, even on your phone, I mean, you can go to Amazon now on your mobile device, and you can just say you're going to do this little job. It only takes a few seconds. I don't know how many people know this, but this micro-tasking, these little small micro jobs, are becoming very popular as a way for companies to get work done. They may have a huge project, but they have maybe 20 people working on it. And so they don't, as a business owner, you know, that's a good thing for them because they don't have to pay any one person a huge amount. They have several people working on various aspects of it. So it doesn't take very long to do. It could be just data processing. I know you're going to ask me what they do later, but just little small jobs basically. But it was fun to do, and I still do it occasionally when I don't have anything else to do. I'll go in and do a little bit of audio transcription or something like that.
Now, I've read that some companies use it for research, or like you mentioned, writing, or sometimes for graphical type things?
Yes.
Are those fairly common, or are there other things that you typically find on MTurk?
They have a diversity of different jobs, a whole bunch of different things. As you mentioned, graphic design could be that, if you're an artist or something, looking for a way to show a little bit of your work off, and you could do, some image rendering, or take an image and, refinish it a little bit or something like that. Most people are probably familiar with Elance. It's a little bit like that, but in general, Elance, to be honest, pays more per job on the average. Now, that's not, a rule all the time. But basically, you would find things like audio transcription, video transcription. Sometimes they would just copy text into a text box, and that's all they would do. So my earphones are falling off. But it's really just data processing mostly, but you will find a few other, a little bit more creative type jobs in there as well. So you can find a little bit of everything.
Now I'm assuming, because of the fact that there's different kind of jobs, that they wouldn't require everybody to have, say, a bachelor's degree or a certain amount of college, that type of thing. Do you provide then a resume, or how do they know that you're qualified to accept the job that you're taking on?
Okay, that's a good question. No, you don't have to have any kind of college degree, not even any official training, but they ask you to be what's called qualified, and what that means is you just simply state that you want to do the job, and then they will have sometimes a little test. It might just be 3 or 4 questions. It may be enough to some of them to just say, I want to do this job, and they'll get back with you and say, you're qualified. So it's really not very difficult to do. And I don't know if you have a question like this later, I think you do, but the kind of people that would probably like to do this might be something like a high school student, college students, people that really just kind of want to start working in the digital world, or somebody trying to pick up a little bit extra money per month, that want experience in these things. But as far as qualifications, like I said, you go to MTurk.com, and I'll give that link at the end as well. And you just say that you want to be a worker. You have to be 18, but as far as the high school students, as long as they use their parents' account, I think that's okay with Amazon. They want to check that to make sure, but I don't think they really care who does the work. If it's under their parents' account, it'd probably go in their parents' bank, but the parent could pay them or something. But that's actually something that probably you could do even if you were under 18.
Now, when you were working for MTurk, what did you like best and what did you like least?
Okay, again, the best part, I guess, would be you can do it anytime you want to. If you got a few extra minutes, or waiting on a friend to come pick you up or something, or you're in between jobs, or at a coffee break at the coffee house or whatever, you can just get out your laptop, connect, and do a few jobs, make a little cash. And the price, the cost rather that you are paid, that you're paid can range from, like, this is going to sound funny, but like 1 cent for some jobs. It actually is as low as that sometimes, all the way up to maybe $30 for a bigger project.
Now, from what you said, it sounds like this isn't a long-term income source for most people. It's more a stopgap. Is that a correct assessment?
Yes, unlike, and I don't guess it's any harm in comparing, unlike live ops, which we talked about last week, which you could actually do full-time and make an income maybe in the range of $2,000 a month or more. It would be very difficult to make that kind of money with MTurk, but it would be more like a filler job. There are some freelancers out there, Gary, that do a little bit of everything. I'm more or less a freelance writer now, plus my tech company. But there are some people that dabble in a little bit of everything. It sounds like I have too, and all these things I've done. Excuse me. But I know a lot of people kind of just freelance a lot of different opportunities. So for someone like that, this might be ideal, because they might get tired of doing one thing. They can just sign in, do a few things here, make some more money. They can have it coming from several different sources that way.
Now, suppose somebody worked, I don't know, an average of 10 hours a week. Is there any way to estimate how much they might earn, or does that really depend on what their qualifications and the jobs they sign up for?
It really does depend, like you said, on the qualifications and how good they are at it. As I said in the article, I believe, I tried to estimate, and I don't want to misquote myself, but I believe I said that you could probably make around $10 an hour. I think that's a pretty liberal view, actually, because you would have to be constantly working. Many of these jobs, Gary, are just a few cents, like 50 cents or something like that. You find some that are $2. You find some $4 or $5. That's about the average. But if you work up on the qualifications and stayed with it and everything, then you could probably see about 10 to 12 an hour if you worked it, solid for an hour and got really good at it and got lots of qualifications. The more qualifications you get, the more opportunities you have to work at different things, and so that would increase your income.
Now, do you think that there's any opportunity for companies, if you do these micro jobs well for them, that they might hire a person on a consultant basis or on something more regular?
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm glad you mentioned that because I was going to mention that anyway. I think one of the best advantages to this is you are kind of working for Amazon, who's a big company. You can put that on a resume, and that's their middleman. But all these companies see your work, and if they really like it, they may request you to do more work. And I will tell you that one of the areas I see a lot on there is audio transcription.
Now, I'm assuming outside of a computer and an internet connection that you really don't need any specific kind of hardware equipment unless it's required for the specific job that you're taking on. For instance, if you're doing graphic design, well, you need whatever software to do whatever you promised to do. But outside of that, is there any special hardware you need just to get started?
No, really not. You don't. Just a computer with access to the internet, and you do need an Amazon account. They will have to sign up for an Amazon account, or as I said, if it's someone younger, they'd have to go through their parents' account or whatever. But just high enough speed to connect, but you don't really need that high speed anyway for this, because you're just doing this as you want to, and if it crashes, just reboot and get in there again. It's not like you're doing a phone job like live ops or something where someone's on the line, it could crash or something. So probably even the speed is not that important as long as it's average to high speed. And what I was going to say a minute ago was kind of lost the thought, but I was talking about the audio transcription thing. That used to be a really big thing. Now a lot of people, instead of walking into a job for that, they're actually doing that kind of thing at home. More businesses are hiring home workers, virtual assistants, and that type of thing. So that's a good opportunity if that's something people want to do.
Now, if somebody wanted to explore and see what was available on MTurk, how would they go about doing that?
They just need to go to MTurk.com, and I'll spell that again. M is in Mary, T-U-R-K, short for turkey, I guess. No, Turk. MTurk.com, and say if they want to be a worker. There's a place there to sign in. You'll sign in with your Amazon account. Regarding pay, I don't know if you're going to ask me that or not, but I'll go ahead and tell you that they do pay on time, but they will not release funds until you've made $25. And it does take a while to do that. But as I say, with anything, if you work it enough and long enough, then you will see more money, and it would be a good side thing for people. But go to MTurk.com and just sign up for an account, and you're good to go, usually in a matter of a couple of days.
Okay, well, Deb, we thank you for providing this information on MTurk. We should mention that there'll be a link at the end of this video to an article by Deb on MTurk that we have on thedollarstretcher.com. And we want to invite you to look for us on Google, Facebook, Pinterest, and Twitter. And if you have a work-at-home opportunity that you think we should explore, please send it to Gary@stretcher.com, and we'll see if we can't find out some more for you. Thanks a lot for being with us today, and we'll hope to see you again soon. Thank you.
I enjoyed it.